This issue is so controversial. We know that at one point tonight, the board had a resolution to vote on that if it passed, it would have banned the use of facial recognition technology for about a year, but that measure failed. So what does that mean? It means that DPD is still using facial recognition technology, but the chief, James White, is also putting in changes to the human aspect of investigation to make sure a mix-up like what happened with this carjacking case and a pregnant woman who was arrested, though she had nothing to do with that crime, to make sure that doesn't happen again. The issue hotly contested tonight.
This technology appears to be techno-racism. It's the new Jim Crow that's falsely arresting innocent people here in Detroit.
Members of the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners putting facial recognition technology on blast after a woman who was 8 months pregnant was arrested in connection to a carjacking she did not commit.
You know, this is the third incident here in the city of Detroit, America's blackest and poorest city, where 3 individuals has been, misidentified by the technology. Robert Williams, Michael Oliver, who slept in the Wayne County Jail and had to eat bologna sandwiches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a crime he didn't commit.
There are, this year, 161 homicides, 161. Facial recognition has assisted us in getting 16 murderers off the street.
The board discussing the matter with Police Chief James White, who doubled down on his view that the arrest of Portia Woodruff was due to bad investigative work, not a lead generated by facial recognition.
We don't need to fear the technology, we need to hold folks accountable, and which is what this presentation is about today.
Chief White said the detective who misidentified Woodruff, leading her to be frisked and cuffed in front of her daughters, is under investigation by Internal Affairs. He also ordered a broader probe to see if a mix-up like this one happened in other cases.
This was not facial recognition identifying anybody. In fact, facial recognition identified 73 people. Human error identified the wrong person, and bad tactics, we arrested the wrong person. We have to do better. I understand, Commissioner, your passion, maybe even your anger, but what I'm asking you to do is look at this whole total circumstance and not blame it on a tool, but hold me accountable for the officer's behavior.
The board is looking at a resolution that would stop the use of facial recognition until the investigation into the carjacking false arrest is finished.
We all recognize the fact that facial recognition is very controversial and that the algorithms that are used in facial recognition are discriminatory, particularly with respect to African Americans and people of color, and that's the national fact. It's been, it's Harvard has researched it, everybody has researched it.
But if the board says stop using facial recognition, what would that do to investigations? Will that set
hurt investigations? It'll certainly hurt investigations. It'll hurt our ability to get those who want to hurt folks off the street, those who attempt to murder off the street, or those who murder off the street.
But that the board did not do. The board failed to pass that resolution that would back stopping the use of the use of facial recognition for at least a year. Now, we do know that there were other policies that the chief is putting into place to prevent something like this from happening, including essentially requiring more eyes and more supervisors to look at a lineup picture before an arrest is made. Also, the chief said this whole incident happened back in February. He said that he found out about it because of the lawsuit and that he still has presentations and conversations to make with the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Prosecutor's Office in Wayne County. They're very concerned about all of this too. Reporting live in Detroit, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, these objections run deep. I mean, the lawsuit actually alleges that this is really violating the equal protection that's guaranteed by the Civil Rights Act back in 1976. I mean, this is deep-rooted stuff that they're saying this goes against.
Yeah, that's right. The ACLU has really been real concerned about this very issue. There's been other jurisdictions across the country where they've looked at this too, so this debate is far from over. It's ongoing, but certainly more policies, more robust policies are coming out of DPD to at least shore up the human side of these investigations, with the chief sticking to his belief that this technology does help save lives overall.